Thanks for joining this quick tips and tricks chapter. I am your host, Andy Bonoff. So you have made your selection using one of the selection tools. What's next? Well, there are a few different options. You could make a temporary layer. You could export this layer to a shapefile, or you could export the layer to a geodatabase. Let's take a quick look at each of those options. Okay, back to our map project. I am going to make a selection using the Select by Attributes tool. With the substation layer as my input, I am going to write a query saying, state is equal to Illinois, and status is equal to in service, and county is equal to Champaign. This query will select all in-service substations within Champaign County, Illinois. This time, instead of clicking Apply, I am going to click OK. This will make the selection and also close out of the Select by Attributes tool. It may take a few seconds to make the selection, depending on the complexity of your expression. Okay, now what do we do with the selected data? Our first option is to make a temporary layer with the selected data. To do this, right-click on your layer, go down to Selection, and click Make Layer from Selected Features. This will give us a new item in the table of contents titled Substation Selection. If I right-click on this selection layer and open the attribute table, I can see this layer only contains the features that I selected in the earlier step. Next, let's export the selected features to a shapefile. To do this, right-click again on the layer, go down to Data, and then Export Features. This will open up the Export Features Geoprocessing tool. What I really like about this tool is you can see that you currently have features selected here. It will give you the number of features that are selected and allow you to clear the selection if you need to. By default, all features are automatically exported to a geodatabase. However, it is possible to export to shapefile with this tool. To do that, let's click on the little folder next to Output Feature class. This will open up our File Explorer window. I am going to click on Folders here on the side, and then my Substations folder. If you are following along, feel free to save this data in any local folder. I do not want to overwrite my current substation shapefile. Instead, I will name it with an underscore selection. That way I know in the future this is my layer of selected features. I can then hit Save. And then OK. I now have saved this layer as a shapefile in my local folder. Next, let's save the selected substations into a geodatabase. Again, right-click on the layer, then Data, and then Export Features. Here, when I click on the Output Feature class, you can see that this layer will be saved in my default geodatabase. It is possible to once again hit the folder and save to a different geodatabase. But for this example, I am fine with this saving into my default geodatabase. I will give it a better name and then hit OK. So now I have exported my selected substations 3 different ways: into a selection layer, into a shapefile, and into a geodatabase. These are all great ways to work with selected features.